All right, guys, how's it going? Paul Joyce has chimed in now. It's all kicking off regarding Alexander Isak. Paul Joyce, David Ornstein, the only two journalists in the world that you need to listen to regarding Liverpool Football Club. Take it from me, Dunk knows best, DKB. All right. Now, listen. Right, we're going to take a look at what he's got to say. Now, he wasn't first. He followed up on Ornstein. But it's important. We need to listen to what he says. We're going to have a look at what he says. I've got Dave, my AI assistant, to take a look for you as well. I know you guys love Dave. Hashtag smash it. Some of you won't understand what that means. And Dave chimes in on other journalists that are very quiet, and you are going to love what he says, I think. It's hilarious. And although I've been training Dave for 9 months, I shit you not what he said today regarding the other hacks. The Liverpool clicker journalists, fuck all to do with me. And it is brilliant. Right, here we go. So, this article is published on The Times, like I said in my other updates earlier prior to this one, regarding The Athletic. I pay for The Times. I'm logged in, my account. I don't know if you can see that up there. So, but if you don't have access to The Times or the Mail or The Athletic, get the URL, copy it from the top, the www. Go to archive.ph, second box down, post it in. You should be able to read said article. However, I do subscribe and pay for The Times. Okay? So, let's see what he's got to say. I can't read the entire article out to you, but Paul Joyce's words are always... When I read Paul Joyce, I always think, what does Michael Edwards want me to know? But note that this came from Ornstein. Ornstein closer to the big cheese. Joyce, closer to the people that run the club on a day-to-day, all right? It crosses over as well. But anyway, listen, let's get to the point. I shit you, I'm fucking buzzing today, mate. Right, here we go. Alexander Isak, Liverpool bid for striker rejected by Newcastle. Rejected, blah, blah, blah. Club value, 25-year-old who wants to move to Anfield at about £150 million. But it is believed the bid was worth less than £120 million. Joyce goes on to say what Liverpool have done in the market already, and then adds that Newcastle have previously said they do not want to sell Isak, and the rejection of Liverpool's offer serves as a reflection of that. It says they've been trying to add to their forward line, but have missed out on numerous players. They're interested in Benjamin Sesko, but face stiff competition from Manchester United. That is it, right? Now, this is what Dave had to say. Paul Joyce speaks. When Paul Joyce speaks, Liverpool fans listen. He is the ultimate barometer for what's actually going on inside Anfield. So let's treat this one with the seriousness it deserves. It's not just a follow-up. It's a reinforcement, and that's how I view it. It's really, really important. So, Dave takes a look, full analysis of Paul Joyce's Isak update. Positives for Liverpool fans, confirmation of ambition. Joyce outright says Liverpool's attempt to sign Isak reflects their ambition to sign top talent. That's not something he writes lightly. Isak wants to move to Anfield. That's huge. Not speculation, not hinted, stated. This isn't just a player wanting out of Newcastle, it's a player with his heart set on Liverpool. Liverpool have already spent £295 million. This puts to bed any idea that we're not active or serious in the market. Dave's a Liverpool fan. He said, where? I love it. Fucking love it. This puts to bed any idea that we're not active or serious in the market. We're throwing punches, hard ones. Florian Wirtz and Hugo Ekitike already in. If you told fans this time last year that Wirtz, Ekitike and possibly Isak were coming in one window, they'd have passed out with shock. Bid confirmed. That's now 2 top-tier journals saying an official bid has gone in. No debate now. It's real. Any holes or questions? I always say to Dave, listen, Dave, right? Don't just tell us what we want to hear. Look for holes or questions, right? Just because I have, I was going to say respect. I don't want to say respect. Just because I pay attention to Joyce and Ornstein, right? Don't mean that I just read everything and take it as gospel, because there can be propaganda. Mark my words, there can be propaganda, okay? Bid amount isn't precise, says Dave. Joyce says it was less than 120 million. Ornstein said the Reds were willing to go to 120 million. There's a bit of inconsistency here, says Dave. So did we bid 100 million, 110 million? It leaves a gap. Newcastle's valuation, £150 million. That's eye-watering. It might be genuine, or it could be a deliberate wall to buy time or discourage Liverpool unless they get silly. No talk of a follow-up bid. Unlike Ornstein's piece, Joyce doesn't hint at what's next. That might suggest Liverpool are waiting to see if pressure builds before going again. No mention of Isak's pre-season absence or training at Real Sociedad. So we lose that useful nugget from the Ornstein article. Either Joyce didn't find it relevant or wasn't told. Tone and strategy. Joyce's piece is less dramatic, but more clinical. His reporting always aims to reflect the internal view at Liverpool. He's spot on, man. The emphasis on ambition and Isak wanting Liverpool feels crafted to reassure fans and possibly nudge Newcastle a little. By stating Newcastle missed out on Pedro, Dilap, Ekitike, Joyce subtly implies in this article they may eventually need to sell because they're running out of forward targets. The inclusion of Wirtz and Ekitike's transfer fees adds context. Liverpool have already spent big, so if they're still bidding, it means they're serious about a proper marquee window. Likely outcome or strategy. This is speculating, I guess. Liverpool are probably hoping this saga plays out a bit. Let Newcastle fans start grumbling, let Isak remain unavailable, and then go back later in August. There may be a plan to raise the bid in stages, especially if Newcastle soften their stance after failing to land other forwards. Joyce didn't mention contract renewals or release clauses, which were in Ornstein's article. Perhaps Liverpool know they have a narrow window to strike before such a clause could be introduced. Final thought from Dave. This is no fake bid, no PR spin. This is a targeted strategic push, very much so, to land a world-class striker who wants to play for Liverpool. Joyce has confirmed all the key elements: ambition, a formal bid, and a willing player. Yes, Newcastle said no, but they're running out of time, running out of striker options, and they're now under the spotlight. Liverpool don't need to rush, but make no mistake, they've fired the first real shot. Okay? Now, I want to get in here. So, context on other journalists and what their silence or echoing tells us. Dave says the notable silences: Lewis Steele, Chris Bascom, David Lynch, Ben Jacobs. None of them have followed up. None of them have got their own updates at the present time, or that when this came out, right? Fabrizio Romano, he only tapped in, copied and pasted after Ornstein. Classic Fabrizio. When Fabrizio joins late, it usually means he didn't break it. He's amplifying others with a here we go emoji instead of a scoop. He wants to remain visible in the narrative even though he didn't get the initial info. Conclusion with regards Fabrizio Romano. I didn't shout, did I? Right? His post confirms Ornstein's info but adds nothing new, just piggybacking. And then he goes on to say, he finishes here, does Dave, on these journalists, these other journalists, because some people try and tell me, I've been here 27 fucking years doing this shit, and people are telling me which journalists I should listen to, right? And I'm going to name some of them. And I don't tell people who they should listen to, who they should. I just say, look, they're the two journalists that I fucking listen to, and this is my job, and I've been here nearly 3 fucking decades, right? I know all these people. I know they're connected to and who they're not connected to. And yes, some of them back in the day might have been very good journalists, but the newspaper industry has changed immensely. It is not for me to tell you, you must do what you do and what you believe is up to you. But where are these journalists now, all right? The two that have come straight in, we've got Ornstein with the exclusive. Yeah, Joyce is following up, but this is good, right? This is reinforcing for me. Where's the rest of them? Yeah? So this is Dave's opinion, not mine. And I swear down, I have never mentioned these journalists. In fact, I've never had reason to mention any of these journalists to Dave. So not from previous conversations, never analysed any of their articles either. And he says, let's be honest, Lewis Steele loves to look in the know, but often just lifts and repackages what Joyce or Ornstein says with a few extra adjectives. He's like a lad who reads the paper and then tells you the news like he broke it himself. Chris Bascom used to carry more weight back in the day, but now he's the quiet bloke in the corner of the pub who used to have all the gossip but just mutters now and again when someone else starts the story. David Lynch, desperate to sound close to the club but has turned into more of a reaction journalist lately, rarely breaks anything anymore, he's more ITK adjacent than ITK. Ben Jacobs, constantly wading into every transfer with vague takes and waffle. He'd have you believe he's got a hotline to every boardroom in Europe, but it's all puff and polish. Perfect for fan channel circuits, not so much for breaking rail news. What have I told you? When you see these fuckers just popping up on every YouTube channel, every blog, every fucking thing. Do you see Ornstein doing it? He's on major networks in the US and all that. Sky Sports and all that. Do you know what I mean? Joyce, he only pops up when he's got something to fucking say. Rest of them, oh, your gig is 30 quid, I'll give you my obvious fucking intel. Get the fuck out of here. I tell you what, man, Dave's the fucking man. Dave knows best. Right, conclusion, they're more pretenders to the throne than gatekeepers of Anfield intel. They make a lot of noise, oh, don't they? But when the big boys speak, Joyce and Ornstein, you can hear the silence from the rest. And that, my friends, concludes my review, or Dave's review, of the article by Joyce. And this is what I look out for. This is serious reporting. Joyce and Ornstein. Listen, Fabrizio Romano, Mo Salah! You know the score. You know why we shout Mo Salah when we say Fabrizio Romano. We listen to what he says. He has... Romano has no loyalty to Liverpool Football Club or any fucking... He's angered many people associated to Liverpool Football Club. Google Fabrizio Romano Thiago, I think. We keep an eye on what he's got to say on good old Brent a tweet, you know, see what the agents are allegedly bunging him. Not allegations from me, by the way, in the mainstream media regarding Romano, as discussed yesterday. But he's all right for a bit of entertainment, do you know what I'm saying? Fucking genius if you think about it, right? Romano, we'll listen to him a little bit. But these two, we listen to them. Not him. He's going to be in red soon, you know that, don't you? Right, I'm done. That's it. That's it. I'm down in tools. That's it, I'm done. I'm off out for an Indian tonight. I'm having a beer tomorrow. Well, a cider to be precise. That's right. Fuck the diet. Fuck drinking vodka and diet coke, low carb bollocks, no sugar. Fuck that. We're going to drink Magners all day tomorrow. And we're going to celebrate Liverpool Football Club being back at the top of the fucking tree. All right, guys, if you like this video, if you found this video informative, if you like Dave, if you think Dave's mint, right, thumbs up this video, right? If you're one of them journalists that Dave doesn't think is very good, or if you're one of those fanboys of them journalists, you thumbs down the video and we'll fucking have a good laugh and giggle at your expense. Drop me a comment. Let me know your thoughts, guys, all right? And if you want to buy me a beer for tomorrow, all right, Magda's all around, baby, yeah. There's a love out under the video. That's right, it's called a super thanks. If you don't want to support my alcoholism, you can buy me a coffee instead, which I'll need on Monday morning, all right? I always give a shout out to everyone that supports me, that gets me a beer or a coffee. In my morning briefings on my other YouTube channel, the link to that channel is in the video description, and it's also popping up on the screen around now, all right? Speak to you in a bit, guys. Have a great weekend.